Thanks for the introduction. Nice to be here. I'm not going to spend too long on too many slides because it's I find it pretty tedious. But just a quick bit of background about me, so you understand why I'm in India as opposed to an Indian person doing this job. So I started out in 1997 in a company called 24/7 Real Media, which is an online ad serving and sales representation business, which we sold subsequently to WPP some years later. And it's kind of a reminiscent time being back in a market which is just about at the same stage as we were at probably in 97, 98 back in Europe, this time of course being on mobile. I've been at Vodafone in Egypt, where I would say we were probably 4 years ahead of where we are right now in India in terms of uptake of mobile internet. And then I spent some time in our group function running mobile internet and products and services for the emerging markets platform. And now I've been in India. It's kind of interesting sitting, waiting, listening to others' perceptions and views on this market, right? But I just wanted to give you some pretty clear facts, right? The first thing is, this country is going to be second only to China in scale of internet users in the next 3 years, right? We added 5 million mobile internet users last month on our network on its own, so we're at 35 million active monthly mobile internet users. These people are not going to Vodafone Live, some of them do. They're going into the total mobile internet. We're 150 million subscribers, so we have some way to go in terms of increasing penetration of data. But actually, if you look at our penetration today in devices that could access the internet, then we are at the same scale of penetration, roughly, as most of the European markets. So India is not a thing waiting to happen. India is a thing already happening. And if you look at apps, and if you forgive me in extending the definition of apps into apps designed for feature phones, then we are probably the second or third largest market on the planet in terms of volumes of downloads. If you look at what is the ecosystem problem in India? What's it been historically? Why is there no real great locally developed local stuff for local people? It's because actually there hasn't been a business model to do that. Right? We've talked about advertising, a growing category, perhaps not growing or producing enough revenue to fund developers. But the other model has been that operators have been charging or not willing to charge or to allow payments on their own networks at prices that are reasonable to allow developers to get a fair amount of skin in the game. And the other fact is, of course, as Flipkart will tell you, is that 40% of their sales are cash on delivery, actually nearly all of their sales are cash on delivery, which means most of their goods are increasingly returned. And so, there is no real credit card payment option in the market. So, what is it that we want to do? Now, do we want to do this just because we want to say that we've got an app store, we do a developer program? Not really. It's in our vested interests as operators that many, many more people in India access the internet. The reason that not many people access the internet beyond, if we say we're 110 million people today on mobile internet, which is roughly equivalent to fixed, and that's my estimations where we'll exit the year. If we say that we're there, then we've probably got another 30 million to go before we hit the buffer of language relevance, right? So we are now at, we've kind of penetrated from the top of the pyramid down, okay? But we've got another 1.2 or 1.1 billion people in the country, of which everybody independently tells us it's going to be 500 million online before long. So, why is there no local content? Because there hasn't been a business model, and because there has been this sense amongst the bright guys like you, you're all waiting for the smartphone business to happen. And I share the view that our colleague from Flurry has, which is we will be at least 20 million smartphone users in this country during 2012. Okay, so we offer obviously reach and penetration, we offer adaptive subscriber base. We offer mobile payment-friendly subscribers and direct operator billing.
So the key point on the bottom right is, and this is a challenge that I want to take to you guys, right? If you look at the way the internet evolved in Europe and in America, we started with free, ad-funded, then we are now moving to freemium and increasingly premium, right? India does not need to go through that cycle. If you keep pricing apps at $100 or $700 or whatever your pricing apps are for local consumption, it will be in that model. All apps will be free. If you look at scale, and you look at the fact that we have collectively as an industry 100 million people today that are paying for some vast service, be it ringback tones or SMS alerts or whatever else, people are used to paying for content here, right? As long as the price point is low. So you have an opportunity if you keep price points low. Our average prepaid balance on our network will be the same for everyone else, probably worse for most people, below 10 rupees. Right? Pricing an app at 50 means that you are not in the market. Okay, so pricing is a very, very key point. Along with developer-friendly operator billing, by which I mean click to charge, instantly deducted from the prepaid balance or the postpaid bill at a revenue share that is in line with the revenue share you would expect in the US and in Europe. I can't announce that formally today, but I can announce that formally in 2 weeks' time, that revenue share will be changing, and it will be in dramatically more in favour of developers. Plus, we will have an open API architecture that allows you to come and take these pieces of capability from us. In addition to this, we have an app store which is increasing in popularity. It does about 100,000 unique visitors a day at the moment. It's in beta test phase. It will cross 3.5–4 million downloads, nearly all free this month. We're going above the line with that during IPL cricket. And marketing here, we're pretty good at marketing for Vodafone, right? So we normally drive very substantial uplift. I would be disappointed if we're not 10 million plus downloads a month during that first week of that campaign. So we are developing a distribution platform. We're developing a distribution platform not for Android, but for feature phones, which are 94% of the phones in the market today. The key point on feature phones I want to leave with you, and it's kind of related here, is when the big thing happens and everybody comes to Google, right, then your apps are competing with the best of the world, right? Today, there is a limited number of India-specific good apps on feature phones. If you can build that user base and generate loyalty today and for the next 3 years, then when there is a big market for Android, those guys will come with you, right? If you fail to do that, then you've completely missed what is a very unique opportunity, because you have less competition in that space, less quality, and you're not competing with the rest of the world, which is, it's just a very key point. So I believe you should be building in 2 streams. One is in Java, and of course in Android, and iOS if you want to, but it's a tiny, tiny fraction of the base. The base will be Android. The mass market base will be Android. But today there are upwards of 400 million people with feature phones, active mobile users, and nearly all of them, and that we will double our mobile internet base as an industry this year. So we'll be at 200 million people that have a phone and they're accessing the internet during the course of this year. Really, the next big opportunity is not competing in the English, Mumbai, Delhi, rich kids segment. The next big opportunity is finding relevance for services that are unique to India, that are designed for that next 200–300 million people that will come online. They are not the people in this room. They are not the people you hang out with. They are not the people that you even probably ever talk to. But those guys will adopt the internet, because they do in every market. In every market I've seen this happen. We're at the beginning of that curve right now, and they will be very large in numbers. So massive opportunity locally. In stark contrast to the view expressed by Flurry, who was looking specifically at the smartphone. What I'm saying is build, get audience and engagement on feature phone, and then transition that to smartphone. If you have stuff in the cloud today, that's what Facebook is doing. Right? Facebook is heavily invested in phone-centric, language-centric, Java device access. All of their access, today 50 million users, is on Java devices. Right?
They want that because then when they transition to then you've already got the account and all of your stuff's in the cloud, you've invested. And the other point is people are prepared to pay, right? It's a transactional model. You don't have to go through the free. Don't be doing the free. Do the freemium. Do the try before you buy. Do small, friendly price points that reflect the volume. That is how we make money, right? We're the lowest price per minute market in the world, but we are also one of the most profitable telcos in the world. And the only way you can achieve that is by massive scale. India has massive scale. And in mobile internet and in Java and in smartphones in the future, we will be the second largest country in the world. And that is not more than 36 months away. So, App Store we've talked about, very, very focused on mass device. The issue with Java is that you have to deal with the long-term devices. But, 3,500 devices, 3 downloads a month at the moment. We won a award for it. 45,000 daily uniques, which actually is out of date because we're at about 100 now, and a big above-the-line campaign. Easy to develop, easy to integrate, all the usual stuff. There's some guys outside if you want to just port your apps into our App Store today. The other thing we're doing, this is in partnership with my colleagues or friends or business partners from vServe. Okay? Now, vServe is a very cool business. If you don't know vServe, go and check them out. But really, it has 2 quite cool features. Right? One is this, it has one very cool feature which does 2 things. It has this ad wrapper or app wrapper. Okay? And what that does is you take the Java code, you upload it onto their platform, and then it comes back with an application wrapper, which means that you insert ads on the beginning of or opening the game or application and on exit. So you have an ad model, plus they have a decent share of the market in terms of monetization. That's one model. But the really cool thing that it does is it has a try before you buy feature, which means that you can wrap your ad with permission to open it 3 times, and on the 4th time, for example, you can click now with us to charge and add this to my Vodafone bill. Right, so you have a seamless payment mechanism to allow you to do try before you buy on Java without the need to do anything to your code. Right, so it's a very neat solution to monetization for small developers or even large developers. And shortly I'll be bringing on stage a success story just to give you a sense of what those numbers look like.